Hey, I'm back right quick, and I'm going to answer a thread that was posted a while back that I missed, although I don't see them all. This is one. These are interesting questions by lploco, and so I thought after watching another young lady's response to the thread, I said, "Well, geez, why don't I go ahead and answer this thread? It's interesting questions, and I may as well tell you about me a little bit." The answer is, what does your significant other think of your collection? Well, I am currently single and not seeing anyone and really trying to keep it that way. And I will put it as quickly as I can. Um, Last woman was seeing, she was a music lover and she had a collection. And so there was a certain amount of understanding, but she was in conflict about it. I think she got rid of all of her stuff actually, but um, I just really kind of keep to myself mostly. Uh, I know it's what we make of things, and so everything I say can be disputed. But this is where it's at for me. I mostly spend time to myself and am not involved with people because of drama. Not that I don't like intimacy and don't see its importance. It is important, but I'm one of those people who has always been kind of drawn to. I almost became a priest. Thought about the ascetic life. Um, I so I can answer the first two questions quickly. Is it someone with the records? Well, it's like I enjoy my time. I enjoy listening to music. It really is a lifelong thing. I admit that maybe I am in delayed adolescence, and I'm just doing what I've always enjoyed doing, which is all music related and record related. And that I just choose to spend more time doing this than pursuing relationships. I like people, but apparently I don't really like um, women or men, for that matter, to the point where I'm out pursuing and spending time trying to be in relationships, trying to have someone, trying to, yeah, I just have a lot of different thoughts about this, and it goes a spectrum all the way from thinking that, yeah, it's just really basically a choice. I just really would rather not be bothered. I know I'm missing out. I do get lonely a little bit, but it's my choice because, believe me, I got some people after me, and a couple of folks can attest to that at the last show that we played as in Dreama. Um, had some ladies, it was more than anything, it's kind of fun in a public way to be seen with these people just hanging all over you and just making almost making a scene. But in reality, it's like I don't want to spend the time investing in you people where it's going to take away from my time to do my favorite hobby, which is buy records and listen to them and play music and do shows and stuff like that. I mean, this, it really kind of eggheady. So I think the best way to answer questions 1 and 2, Mr. LP Loco, is that I choose to focus on my hobby, which is music. I'll also add this. I do think, and my brother was giving me a hard time about this, I do think it's also because of my chosen vocation, which is human services, social work, working with people that, there is a bit of compassion fatigue, as they call it now, good old burnout, whereas like, I've been doing my job a certain way. I've been for well over 30 years. I won some national awards for it, which I could go and show you there in the other room, like it means anything, but apparently it does. But what I'm saying is, I give 101% to the way that I stay real with my job. I'm very professional about it, but you can ask most anyone in Omaha, and my reputation is statewide, that I do kind of go above and beyond showing respect, care, and advocating for people. People that get on my nerves and make me angry, but I love them like family, and they're like clientele. But I think there's not enough of that true advocacy, but we're just saying, hey, listen up. It's like these folks, it's like, I'm amazed at the number of people in the field who don't really understand mental illness, the difference between mental illness and social deprivation and abuse, and generations of poverty, and generations of just, being out of the loop, all kinds of things. But anyway, that all feeds into my lifestyle, where I come home and I really don't want to be here bothered too much with people, especially an intimate relationship where just, you're always involved with reassuring this person, and vice versa, that we love each other. I'm really aware that I'm loved, and so that's the answer. I don't have to worry about anyone's approval, and it's definitely a choice. I don't want to answer to anyone. This is what I want to do, and so I choose to live alone. So that's 1, 2. Number 3 is, how will you dispose of your records when you get into old age? And it's something I'm thinking about, because I don't have a living will, and I only have one nephew who has nephews. In other words, I don't have any actual kids. I helped to raise for a while some kids, they're not kids, David and Sarah. And for a minute I was thinking about leaving it to them, and it's a good thing I didn't. We're still friends. I love them, but it's like, it's a long story, and if they were sitting here, you'd see the story, which is like, no, I don't need to be leaving this stuff to them, and I haven't met my great nephews, and I don't want to leave it to them just because they're my blood relatives at this point. I'm still thinking about, is it possible to think about someone younger, but like someone's son or daughter, who I'm thinking would actually appreciate. And it's it's a sobering thought, even though in your middle age, at my age, you do think about mortality, not in a morbid way, but you do think about it. But that idea, it's like, I come to it, and then it's just like, I leave it pretty quick. So that's the thought, is that I need to choose someone to leave my stuff to in a will. And it doesn't make sense to leave it to my brothers and sisters. You know what I'm saying? We're all about on the same level, age-wise. Who knows who will live? Someone could live a long time, but the idea of leaving it to someone younger, half my age or even younger. But if I could make it significant to someone who I think would really appreciate it, because even though I really do have some records that when you see them on the market, it's like they sell for a lot. You can't buy a lot of my records cheaply, and that's a lot of them. It is, actually. I don't want to sell them. That's the joy, is having them, listening to them, and even more so now through the vinyl community, sharing, talking to you guys about them, and you guys talking about your records. This is a blast. Yeah, I always knew I wanted to do something like this. It was, I could go on. And actually, lploco, there's a fourth question. It says, so when you are at a garage sale and you find something really collectible for 50 cents, $1, do you feel bad? And the answer is no, because it doesn't happen very often. Usually what I'm looking for is so off the beaten path that, I'll usually explain to the person, well, what it is. It's like, they'll say, oh, it's my brother, somebody's in service, so I don't know, yeah, take it, And so I really have not had too many situations where it's like, hey, guess what? You sold me something that's worth so-and-so and so-and-so, well, no, I don't feel bad, because I know me. And I'm not very material. I've given a lot away, give a lot away, not money conscious, not trying to beat anybody. It's not what I'm about, So I'm not wearing that. I'm not wearing that kind of karma in the first dang place, So interesting questions, though, lploco, and sorry it took me a while to get to them. I enjoyed answering them, and I'll be curious to the feedback. We are who we are, and we are what we are, and I'm telling you how my life is, and no shame in my game.